Did you know that the Mothman sightings in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, have been linked to one of the most tragic disasters in American history? For over 50 years, this winged cryptid has haunted the imaginations of locals and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Glowing red eyes, massive wings, and a chilling connection to calamity. This is the story of the Mothman, a creature whose legend refuses to fade. But is it a harbinger of doom, a guardian, or something else entirely? The Mothman legend began in the small, unassuming town of Point Pleasant in the 1960s. Nestled along the banks of the Ohio River, this peaceful community would soon become the epicenter of one of the most famous cryptid stories of all time. The first sightings of the Mothman were reported in November 1966, when two young couples driving near an abandoned TNT factory encountered a creature they described as a man with wings and glowing red eyes. Their story sent shockwaves through the town, and it wasn't long before more witnesses came forward with eerily similar accounts. People reported seeing a creature that stood over 6 feet tall, with wings that spanned 10 feet or more. Some claimed it could fly faster than a car, while others described the sheer terror of locking eyes with its glowing, hypnotic stare. The abandoned TNT area, a World War II munitions site, quickly became synonymous with the Mothman. The labyrinth of decaying factories and overgrown bunkers seemed like the perfect hideout for such a mysterious being. Paranormal investigators and curious locals flocked to the area, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive creature. But what was the Mothman doing in Point Pleasant? Was it merely a cryptid, or was there something more sinister at play? The townspeople began to whisper about the creature's intentions, and the sightings only grew more frequent. The Silver Bridge Tragedy. On December 15, 1967, tragedy struck Point Pleasant. During rush hour, the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed into the icy waters of the Ohio River. 46 people lost their lives in the disaster, making it one of the deadliest bridge collapses in U.S. history. In the aftermath, some began to draw a chilling connection. Many of the Mothman sightings had occurred in the weeks leading up to the collapse. Witnesses claimed to have seen the creature perched on the bridge itself, as if it were watching or warning of impending doom. Could the Mothman have been trying to alert the town to the structural failure of the bridge? Or was it merely a coincidence? One of the most compelling aspects of the Mothman legend is the sheer number of eyewitness accounts. Linda Scarberry, one of the first people to report seeing the creature, described it as horrifying, with piercing red eyes that glowed in the darkness. Her encounter, along with dozens of others, created a wave of panic that swept through Point Pleasant. In the years since, new sightings have emerged. In 2016, multiple residents of Chicago reported seeing a creature that matched the Mothman's description. Could the Mothman have left Point Pleasant, or is there more than one of these mysterious beings? The Mothman's origins have been the subject of endless debate. Skeptics suggest it could be a misidentified bird, such as a sandhill crane or a barred owl, whose reflective eyes may explain the glowing red phenomenon. Others believe the Mothman is a cryptid, a yet undiscovered species lurking in the shadows. But the most intriguing theory ties the Mothman to Native American lore. Point Pleasant was once the site of a bloody conflict between settlers and the Shawnee tribe. Some speculate that the Mothman is a manifestation of a curse placed on the land by Chief Cornstalk, a Shawnee leader who was betrayed and killed by settlers in the late 1700s. And then there are those who believe the Mothman is not of this world. Some eyewitnesses claim the creature moved with an unnatural speed, almost as if it were defying the laws of physics. Could it be an extraterrestrial being, or perhaps an interdimensional traveler? Mothman in pop culture. The Mothman legend has transcended Point Pleasant, cementing its place in popular culture. In 2002, the story inspired the Hollywood film The Mothman Prophecies, starring Richard Gere. The movie explores the eerie connection between the creature and the Silver Bridge disaster, blending fact with fiction to create a chilling tale of suspense. Point Pleasant itself has embraced the legend. The town hosts an annual Mothman festival, drawing thousands of visitors each year. A 12-foot-tall statue of the Mothman stands proudly in the town square. Its menacing wings and glowing red eyes, a tribute to the creature that put Point Pleasant on the map. The Mothman sightings didn't end with the Silver Bridge tragedy. In recent years, there have been reports of similar creatures in other parts of the world, including Russia, where witnesses claimed to see a winged being near the site of the Chernobyl disaster. Could the Mothman be a global phenomenon, appearing wherever disaster is imminent? One chilling account comes from 2020, when a truck driver in Illinois reported seeing a large winged figure swoop down in front of his vehicle. "It was like nothing I've ever seen before," he said. "It had glowing red eyes, and it felt like it was watching me." What does the Mothman represent? Whether you believe in the Mothman or not, its story raises profound questions about our relationship with the unknown. Is it a warning of danger, a bringer of doom, or simply a figment of our imagination? The legend endures because it taps into something universal, our fear of the unknown and our need to find meaning in chaos. The Mothman reminds us that the world is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. As long as we're willing to look, we may find that the truth is stranger and more fascinating than fiction. So what do you think? Is the Mothman a cryptid, a supernatural entity, or just a case of mass hysteria? Have you ever experienced anything similar? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the world of the unexplained. Until next time, stay curious and watch the skies.